Alright, looks like we are live. Let's see how many people we get on here for our live Q&A, one day early. Give people a few minutes to show up here. There's one person. Hey, Brian Neely. How you doing tonight? What's up, Chester Grand? Good to see everybody starting to show up here. So we're one night early. Let's adjust this light a little bit. Well, good. I'm glad to hear you're doing pretty good. I'm actually doing pretty good. Today was a pretty successful build day on the power hammer, so I'm excited about that. You're welcome, Robert. Oh, I wouldn't call you lowly newbies, though. Hello, Jeffrey Longo. Hello, Kenneth Johnson. Good to see you all here. And thanks for the congrats on the award, by the way. That was pretty nerve-wracking. Hey, Clay Sapp. Good to see you. Evening Herb Page. AJ Donson. Jackson Kettler, glad to have you here. Good to see you some more here. So, that award, it was quite the interesting thing. You know, I thought I would do pretty well, just like being used to being on camera and things like that. And then, you know, you get in front of like all these like really old smiths that are like sitting there staring at you. Yeah, it got real nerve-wracking real quick for me. So, hey, Curtis McPherson. Yeah, it was a little bit intimidating. There was about, I want to say there were maybe 600 or 800 people there, maybe. I'm not sure how much the bleachers fit that were like right in the live, like right in the opening ceremonies area. So, yeah, I got the Ohio Heritage Fellowship Award at SOFA. I got awarded that. So. What was the item that was made in the demonstration in my vid? I'm assuming my vid a quad state. It was Peter Brasfrismix. I can't pronounce his name correctly. If you're asking about the main demonstrator, hey there, Shadowcaster. Good to have you here. And Peter from Sweden. Good to see you. Anyways, It's part of his whole little series. It's called Calculating Infinity, I guess, is his little series that he does. And, you know, and so it was experimenting with a one solid forged piece, and it became essentially like a sphere after it was all said and done with legs. I don't know if you're the only one without a video feed. Hello, Kyle Mauser. Good to have you here. Oh, Benny Hotchkins. Thanks, Herb Page. Does anybody else have a problem with the video feed? Am I coming in loud and clear? Seemed to have one person without video feed. Video's fine there. Okay, clear. Good. Yeah, it's a little cloudy. I think I got too much light coming in on me here. Let me see if I can adjust this light just a little bit more. I don't know if that helps or not. Does that help any? Cool. I'm glad everybody's getting it there. Still looks a little fuzzy, don't it? Well, that is odd. I'm getting a bit of like light wash or something above me here. Yeah, I think it's just the lighting in the shop. Okay. Is it fuzzy like pixelated, or is it fuzzy like as in it looks like it's hazy? Because it looks like it's hazy in here to me. Good, I'm glad you got back on track there. So it looks hazy. let me try one other thing. That less hazy? Might be some smoke in the shop too. Cool. I hear it, Jay Dawson. That's funny. What is the most favorite tool in the shop? I would say that's probably my anvil. I just really enjoy working on. I just really enjoy working on the anvil. A lot of my work that I do is a lot of copper. I do a lot of copper work, and so I don't get to work as much at the anvil as I would like to. So that would probably be my most favorite tool in the shop. I just enjoy whenever I get to do projects. I'm trying to jump you around here a little bit. It looks fuzzy from my end too, so sorry about that, guys. There. What kind is it? I believe it is a Pettinghaus. The guy that I bought it from said it was a North German style. I believe it's a Pettinghaus. It's a double horn. And I named it Olga. Just seemed like an appropriate name for it. I don't know why. It just struck me as an Olga. Alright. So we got 16 people. 4 likes, looks like. That's good. So, yeah, we're one night early. I'm going to be out of the shop tomorrow evening. I'm going to be going out with a good friend of mine by the name of Gene Simonelli, I think is how you pronounce his last name. I'm bad with names anyhow. But, yeah, we're going to go out to eat, and he was nice enough to invite me and Jessica out. And we don't usually go out to eat a whole lot. You know, we work pretty hard, and we just stay steady at usually, so we don't work. We don't usually work very, you know, go out. So, hey, have a great night, Clay Sap. Glad you could stop in for a few minutes. Yeah. You watch most of my vids and love them. Just wondering if this is your main job or are you planning to making it that? No, I actually have never planned on making YouTube my full-time career path or position. I've worked nearly a decade and worked about 9 years now, you know, building myself up as an artist blacksmith and you know, working real hard with that. So I'm going to stick with that for right now. I do hope that it'll start maybe subsidizing a good bit of my income for as much work effort as I put into YouTube, just so this way it makes it more, you know, makes it more viable for me to do in the future. Ultimately I would like to do more teaching than anything, so YouTube may play into that as well. But my main profession is, you know, doing blacksmithing full time for clients. And right now that pays worlds better than YouTube. Let's hear. Yeah, you know, bladesmithing, the CNC, cutting shapes out of sheet metal and stuff like that. Yeah, you just kind of got to do what you got to do to hustle. You know, some guys, if they're not that great at the hammer and the anvil and the science behind forging a blade, that's the way to go if you're trying to get into bladesmithing before you can build up those hand techniques. I wouldn't knock stock removal guys. I mean, they're just out there trying to make a living too, and they're usually servicing a much lower end demographic than the people are willing to pay 300 hours for one knife. So, you know, they're usually servicing those people that are a step up from Walmart and Gander Mountain. Thank you, Benny Hoskins. I appreciate that. Oh, yeah, Robert. Enjoy those deer and taters. That sounds good. What kind of power hammer do I use? I use a mechanical helve hammer that I built myself there, Jeffrey Longo. Hi, Charles James. Sorry, I don't know if I answered you. You just got a 100-pound anvil with a badly damaged face. Any tips? Well, I'd have to see it. You know, you can always go back and reference my anvil repair video that I did, Jackson, and you know, see if you could pick up anything from there. If you're going to put any sort of weld, filler weld and stuff in it, you want to make sure that you preheat the anvil face a little bit to where water will sizzle on it, and then go ahead and put in your welds that you're doing there. I know some people like to use high nickel rod and things like that. Some people like to use hard surfacing rod if it's really bad, like there's pieces missing out of the face. And then sometimes, you know, the face is workable and you don't have to have it completely machined flat for your first anvil. So. Well, leaf S-hooks, you know, they might sell. Some of my earlier work that sold was ugly as all get out, so you might give it a try. You never know. Yeah, I am a teacher at heart, Gregory B. Thanks for that. And by the way, good to see you here. Yeah, you know, videos are quite hard to make. They're difficult to make. You get a lot of critiques from people who don't make videos. That makes it even tougher to make videos because you kind of get one of those, things like, why am I doing this? And putting up with all these people. You know, and yeah, they are a lot harder to make. So I'm trying to read through some of the comments here. I'm getting behind. Jackson, yours is missing 4 chunks. In that case, I'd build it up with some, like, just your standard 70-18 like filler rod, and then go over it with maybe a little hard surfacing rod. Usually hard surfacing rod well, it says usually on the packages how many passes you can make with hard surfacing rod. Jay Dawson, I've never had to take in I've never had to take and repair a leg vise when the jaws don't line up. Mine currently don't quite match, and I just work with it as is. I'm sure it can be fairly easily repaired if it really bugs your OCD, like sometimes mine does. You're welcome. Let's hear it. Do you know what holy water is? Yes, I do. Fat B. Hey, I'm glad. You don't have to be a blacksmith to enjoy the craft. You know, and I greatly appreciate you being here. I'm glad you like the videos, too. Hi, Rocker Face Gaming. Let's hear. Do I do any casting? No, I did some casting for a job a long time back. It was some lost wax casting, but it's not a mainstay or a staple that I do a lot, so. I like that, Robert. I'm glad you just graduated your green coal class. Let's hear. Where is a good place to look for a leg vise? Woodrow Oler. You can look for them online. They're all around. My favorite place is pretty much antique stores. A lot of times you find them in there, and you know they're okay price as long as they're not too rusty and somebody finds them too antique-ish. Wow. Yeah, Rocker Face Gaming. I'm probably not interested in checking out your channel. I'm not a big gamer. Let's hear. Hey, Bodie. Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, homework. Wow, it's been a long time since I've had homework. I wish I could say I know what it feels like, but it's been too long. So, but trust me, you'll get through it. Then you'll do other kind of homework. Hey, glad to have you here, Justin Wells. Benny Hoskins, which do I like better, Coke or propane? Neither. So, thanks. Let's see here. Cole, Peter L. Right now I get it at my club, my blacksmithing club at SOFA, Southern Ohio, Forge and Anvil. And there I get it by the ton, and I think I pay like $2.50 a ton for coal. That's awesome, Jackson. Yes, I do use coal. I use coal. You know, coal, there's green coal, and then green coal converts to breeze, and then breeze converts to coke, and coke is what you forge in, not green coal. And while it converts all of that, you get clinker at the bottom and ashes. That's funny, Bodie. Yeah, so a ton of coal is 2,000 pounds, if that helps, here in the United States. Oh, yeah, so whatever 250 is of that. Oxy-fuel welding. Yep, I have. It's kind of fun. Not real great at it, but I have done it before. Yeah, Benny Hoskins, I have both. I have both a gas forge and coal forge. I don't like either one of them better per se. I would probably prefer coal more oftentimes than not, depending on, you know, the circumstance, the circumstances. So, you know, we'll see you, Rockerface Gaming. Let's see here. Yeah, when it comes down to the coal or propane, it's really just a circumstance, because there's some days I just hate coal. It doesn't perform what I need it to do, or produce the type of finishes or patinas I'm looking for, and so therefore gas forge is easier to control on certain operations. Sometimes manipulating big chunks of steel, it's easier just to have a gas forge because it just mind numbing. You don't have to stand there, and at my forge you have to crank. So instead of having to stand there and crank for an hour, you just put it in the gas forge and walk away, go do something else in the shop. So in that case, it's kind of handy. So see here, Gregory B, you said I have an old anvil with the side beat off of it, 60 pounds complete, rounded on two sides. Would it be worth fixing? It's bad. You know, it just depends on how much you're partial to it. I mean, if you'd rather have like a really nice straight machined flat anvil, then I would probably, instead of wasting the time into working on fixing it up, I would probably just get the anvil that you're wanting to take and get, because you have to count your labor in there somewhere usually. And I mean, if you're doing it as a hobby, it's great. It doesn't matter. You know, time is irrelevant at that point. It's just however long you like to do it. Let's see here. Buy your first anvil. Yeah, Justin Wells. So anybody that has questions about anvil fixing and things like that, I did a whole video on the way I dress my anvil edges. And fixing anvils, and I also got a couple anvil stands and things like that. Jackson Kettler, I don't really have a whole lot of tips for oxy-fuel welding. Like I said, I'm I'm not really that great at it myself. There might be some welders on here, older welders that are watching the live stream that could give you some help, though. Yeah, I love learning too, Bodie. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, $220 for an anvil. That's not bad. If you were at Quad State, the prices were high this year on anvil. I wouldn't have bought this year. This year was a great selling year. If you were trying to sell an anvil, this year was a great year for that. You would have made out like a pack rat. But yeah, $50 for a 100-pound anvil, you're not going to find that deal. That's a unicorn right there. You're lucky to find that one. Hey, I'm glad that this channel is a blessing for you. I don't know how to pronounce your name, but it's the four Brutalox, the cat picture guy. I'm going to say the cat picture guy. You started your gas forge build, but found you love coal. Well, that's okay. Build both. Build both. I mean, I like to experiment with both. You'll find which ones you like better. I like the nostalgia of coal a lot better. But like I said, some days it just doesn't work out. Coal doesn't. Hey, we'll see you, Jay Dawson. Thanks for stopping by, buddy. And you're welcome. Yeah, coal forge with an electric blower, that's nice, you know, in some cases for sure. So, Mad for Bubbles, I'm glad you loved the forge weld video. That was a fun video to make. I am so sorry, guys. I'm like way behind on all your stuff. I'm just going to skip to the bottom. Sorry if I'm skipping anybody there. Done a lot of oxy-fuel welding in your welding class. See, I have never taken a class on it, so I know very little about it. I know how to braze and solder quite a bit, and it's similar to that, but not quite. I'm doing good, Ryan Hildell. Yeah, Thursday. I had to do it early because we're going to be going out. We're going to be away from the shop tomorrow, so I just wanted to do this real quick and catch up with everybody. So. It's going to be movable, so I haven't seen it in any posts in. Those are actually going to have angle iron Mark S. Great question. They're actually going to have angle iron supports that, you know, you can anchor it with anchors to, you know, to the shop floor. Nope, I don't make any tools for sale. Not as of current. I haven't found a cost-effective way for me to make tooling for guys yet where, and it's not really in my personality, unfortunately. That kind of repetitive nature isn't my personality, so. Good to see you here, Evil Twin X. I'm so glad to have you here, brother. Yeah. Magna, I'm going to try Mangal 12. Is it Manga 12? Yeah, I have whaled my wrist before or hand while whaling away, and yeah, I had to take a couple weeks off. Those hurt bad. So, what kind of church do I attend? I'm assuming it's a non-denominational. I just call it a Protestant church. That's easier than getting into the whole denominations and things. Let's see here. It's called Plainview Open Bible. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm looking forward to building this thing and getting it done there, Evil Twin X. It's going to be great. Hey, we'll catch you later, Justin Wells. Have a great night. Enjoy them burgers for me, buddy. Have I tried to make Damascus? Yes, I've made a couple billets of Damascus in the past. You know, all but one were successful billets, so I did enjoy that. I'm going to experiment with it a little bit in the future, but it's not really my thing. Damascus isn't so much. But because I enjoy making the item, I guess, more or less, than like the actual forging process. I'm glad you like it, Charles J. Ames. Good to have you here. The word on live forging demos. The word on live forging demos, until I can get some better internet and things, the way I'm doing it right now, I'm doing it through the selfie portion of the camera, and I can't flip the camera around, I don't think. You know what? Let me see here. That may be a lie. I just seen a button here. Oh my gosh, I can. Looky there. Okay, that changes some things. I won't lie. I'm gonna flip it up. There we go. We're back around. Woohoo! That's gonna change some stuff. I won't lie. Manga. Okay. I think I can get that. Manga. God bless you, Robert. Thank you for watching, buddy. Yeah, Benny Hoskins, they are always going to take and call you out. So Jackson, to answer your question real quick, now that I know that this camera will face around, the only thing that's holding me back is I got to have somebody in the shop to read me questions. And then if I can get somebody to do that with me, I'll be perfectly fine with doing a live demonstration. That'd be great for me. Because I enjoy doing live demonstrations anyway. Kyle Moser, I got my first piece for a commission work from a friend for a fireplace set, but not sure how to price it out to him, especially since I'm a very beginner smith. So pricing to friends, that's a very tricky thing, because on one end you want to do a good deal for them because they're your friend, but on the other hand you need to make money to exist. And I get asked a lot, and sometimes I just don't do anything for friends anymore just because they want it for absolutely nothing. So if you can do in-kind work, that kind of takes the whole pricing bubble off there, like trades for items. Maybe if he's a craftsman of some other kind, you could do that. But as far as pricing goes, I just stick to my guns. Whatever I charge my regular customers, it's what I charge my friends. I make it fair and square and all that stuff. So, what will the manga asked? What weight will the? I guess it would be the tip of the hammer be. The hammer that I'm building right now, at my current calculations, is going to be right around 50 pounds. So it's going to be a big one. Does horn length significantly matter? No, it doesn't. Not really. Longer horns on a, like longer tapered horns on an anvil just provide you more reach options with rings and curlicues and things like that. I would heat it up, Ryan Hildell. You don't know what they've done to it. For the post-vice question, since it had a slight bend in it, I would heat it up because you don't know what type of stress it's had put on it, and it might break if you push it the other way too far. Yeah, I'm able to weld mild steel in my gas forge. My current gas forge that I have, I can weld it. It takes a long time to get it up to heat, though. Hey, Aaron Skelton. Good to have you here. I'm glad you could catch it live, too. Yeah, that Bosch boombox. It's a nice one. I like that, Travis Lloyd. By the way, I checked out your power hammer build. Nice build there, bud. I'm glad it worked out for you. I'll just start calling you Jeremy. I'm going to have to write down those names. I don't know. I don't got a pencil. I'm going to write down this Jeremy for manga. All right. That's a little easier. We'll just start calling you. Yeah, you got to like tech stuff, LOL. Hey, I'm going to just catch up to the bottom of the list. that was, if I missed your guys' questions, just ask them again. I'll try this. Yeah, Chris Lawrence, I got my days crossed. It is Thursday. Oh, I had to do it a day early. You like to... You haven't had to buy handmade soap in 11 years. Yep, so... Yeah, Jeremy, it hits the steel. Yeah, it's going to be a 55-pound hammer weight. Cheshire Grin, to test the steel, I think I commented back to you, I'm not sure. To test steel, the best way you can do is to take and have known steel that is comparable and be able to check like spark tests, bend tests, quench tests, things like that. If you do not have that ability, you can go to your local scrapyard, and a lot of them got like this little gun that they press to it, and they can tell you what the metal is. That's the best way to do it. Was the most interesting thing I saw at Quad State, Aaron Skelton asked. Let's see here. There was this, I guess the most interesting thing I saw at Quad State is there was this anvil. It was like a dual horn anvil, and the body of it like rotated to be like different swedge blocks and stuff. It was there last year as well, but it was a pretty neat, you know, it was a pretty neat neat deal. So I like that, Chris Lord. So yeah, I was wondering if mine was going to be a little small too. After a few washes and stretches, though, they do stretch out. Quad State is the largest gathering. You don't have to be a member of SOFA, but there is a $65 registration fee there that you have to do for the weekend. It's $65 for the weekend. So it's not open to the public, so to speak, unless they want to pay 65 bucks, and then they can wander on in. Your Forge Hood video, dang it. All right, I'm going to see what I can do about it. I've been slacking. I'm sorry, Bodie. Sorry. Yeah, Aaron Skelton, yeah, anvil is pretty cool. I don't know how practical, and I don't know if it's something, by the looks of it, it almost looks like something somebody fabricated up when I looked real close to it. Yep, it is, Jeremy. Hey there, Paul's Garage. Good to see you here, buddy. It's going great. How are you doing? Huh, old bed rails, really? I wouldn't know that, Herb Page. Neat stuff. I usually stick, like if I'm looking for a high carbon steel, I'll stick to like car springs, truck leaf springs, things like that. I stick to those type of steels because you pretty well can guarantee those are going to be a high carbon steel of some form, and that most of them will water quench. That's pretty harsh. And then, you know, you can make really decent tools with them being oil quenched as well. So, hey, I'm glad you like the Quad State pictures. See here. Just making sure I'm keeping up with all your questions there, guys. I'm gonna go back a few here. Yeah, my wife, she handles Cat Guy. Sorry, still can't read your screen name. Maybe you just want to give me your regular name. Yeah, my wife, she works all the customer emails. Some people, some of you guys and gals out there, she responds to questions that she can when I'm not available, and all those sort of things. So, yeah, Dennis at DF in the shop, he made that, Chris Lords, he made that CNC anvil. That was pretty cool, that little travel anvil that he did there. Aaron Skelton, you asked, have I ever considered opening a physical store to add to your Etsy? Yeah, I have thought about that, but I've also learned that doing so through talking with Tom Latney, you are on hook to show up there 9 to 5 every day. You know, you got to run store hours, which can be very, very tricky. to do. Hey, we'll see you, Jackson. Good to have you tonight, buddy. We'll see you next Friday's live stream. All right, Jeremy, let me try to answer this question for you. One other thing before we go, Roy. Let's see here. Does a hot cut hardy or chisel for steel, or can it be? I'm not sure of the question. It can be just like a wedge, like a cement chisel. You don't have to have a hot cut or that shape, that pitch. To cut through hot steel, you can have a much blunter pitch and do that, but it doesn't work as well. I hope that answered the question there, Jeremy. I'm sorry if it didn't. So Miles Calhoun, when I got the notification of the live stream, I thought I lost a day. Nope, you're on the right day still. I'm just a day early. The best way to weld a horn on a block of steel and have it be strong enough. I would lap weld it from the top. If you're going to do that. Or forge a horn out on a piece, like a sharp piece, and then weld it that way. That'd probably be the strongest. If you're just attaching it to the side, you can tenon it. You can do some things like that, Bodie. Yeah, much less overhead. I don't have to worry about people coming in and stealing, you know, items from the store. I don't have to pay somebody to sit there all day and watch items and things like that. So, no, you don't, Jeremy. You don't need a sharp chisel. Yeah. Yeah, you don't need a sharp chisel. It can be a blunt chisel of any sort to cut through hot steel. But the sharper it is, the easier it cuts through hot steel. And I got to make a correction. In one of those videos, I called the sharper one a 60 degree and the narrower one a 30 degree. I was incorrect on that. It's the narrower one is the 30 degree and the fatter one is the 60 degree. And I believe I'm correct. I don't know. I don't have my thing on there, but I was corrected on that. Did you finish your gas forge fully insulated? No, I'm not sure what gas forge you're asking about. Yeah, a hardy mandrel might be easier for a horn if you don't have a horn. Bend tooms, I use the horn a lot if I'm trying to get stuff quick. It actually kind of depends on the taper a little bit. I do use the edge. I mean, I just go to the edge, far side of the anvil, and I use the flat if I'm trying to be specific with it. If I got a lot of drawing to do, or I need to get a long point to it, I'll do it on the horn, just to save time. No, yeah, Chris Lawrence, to answer your question there. On the build vid, on the blower build vid of the gas, I have not started that yet. I was promised out to do this power hammer build, and so I decided I'd do that instead. And so I wanted to take and get that done, and then I do have plans on finishing that here very soon. So I'm sorry if you're waiting on that, but I'll give it my best shot. Like I said, I've got a lot of orders coming up. Actually, give me a second. Oh, yeah, like that's all orders, and even on the back sheet there. So I have got a ton of hours coming up here that I have to work on. So, but I'll do my best as I get the time there, but as best I can. Hippie 3719, your tips for a noob like you. I've got a whole beginning blacksmithing series that you can check into, and I just completed a fundamentals of blacksmithing series. That's what my channel is all about, is to help new guys like you. Travis Lloyd, I am not building the power hammer out of wood due to cost consideration. The only reason why I'm building the power hammer out of wood is because the other power hammer was very popular to be built out of wood, and I figure that's because a lot of guys feel like they it's more obtainable to them and they don't have to have a down outright fabrication shop. For me, it's actually easier for me to build everything out of steel. I'm not much of a woodworker, and whenever you do things in wood, wherever you need to make a joint, you have to think of how you're joining those pieces of wood. So lag bolts or through bolts, or do you need to put metal bracing in this? Do you have to put in gussets and things like that? As where with steel and fabrication, you know, you just weld it on there. And I like that a lot better, and it's a lot quicker for me. But there's a lot of guys out there that they just don't have the access to the type of tools that I do. So I try to be considerate of that when I build power hammers. Jeremy, I don't like cigars, beer, or wine. I'm not much of that kind of guy. I just never got into it, never had a taste for it. Tried all three, but never found an acquired taste for it. Oh. Kyle Moser, the smith was taught me was not one individual smith. It's been multiple smiths over my whole blacksmithing journey. I started off as all self-taught, just what I could learn online and things like that. Then I watched a lot of Randy McDaniel's Blacksmithing Primer. I can recommend that for sure. I'll have Jessica at the end of this live stream put a link to his book and his video, and in the description over at the Amazon store there, if you want to go check those out and read up on them or whatever. But they are, and you're welcome, Hippie 917. So, but yeah, so that's where it was. My main teacher and instructor, I would say, was probably Tom Latney. He's the one that probably had a good significant influence on my work, and where inspiring me to where I want to be. You know, I'm not there yet, but he's what I would like to be someday. Because I really do consider him as a master. Caffeine and coffee, yeah. You know what's weird is, so I'm 29, and I am, slowly enjoying coffee more and more. I hated it all this time, but I had it while I was in Maine, and it was like, not bad. I don't know if it was the caffeine or what, so. Yeah, I'm not much into wines, but, there's a lot of really good, it sounds like you're kind of the connoisseur there. I've never had that, so. Yeah, coffee and tea is good, too. I'm not a big tea drinker. I do like it when I'm sick, though. Yeah, Paul's Garage, I'm 29. You're 29, too? Oh. You need a half gallon of it. I know a guy who did that, so. Makes you jittery when you type. Or get on camera, you're like, da, 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 da. That good old caffeine there in coffee, so. Yeah, sweet tea and water, that's the way to go. I have very little of anything else. I used to be really big in soda pop, but nope, I can't stand it anymore, so I don't do it anymore. And of course, I drink too much of it. I was drinking like 2 liters a day. Pretty much enough to kill me. Really? That's interesting, Brian Neely. I don't know, that does change some things. I've never heard it make a coffee drinker go straight, though. Yeah, I don't know. I've just recently acquired a taste for it. Trying not to get too addicted to it. Mountain Dew, huh? Yeah, Mountain Dew. That was a good addicting. My addiction used to be Pepsi. I drink a lot, and I mean a lot of Pepsi. Just enough to destroy my stomach, so. Yeah, too much sugar will definitely cause diabetes. Something like that. It made all your clothes stop fitting. Yeah, it does. Yeah, losing weight is cheaper than a new wardrobe. Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight since I quit drinking pop. Actually, I dropped like 15 pounds just from stop drinking pop. That was before I even... That's before I even went on any sort of diets and stuff. Man, I love hearing how everybody's likes their little addictions there. Yeah, I like the... Yeah, I used to run a lot, like 5K a day. Like every day last summer, but then winter hit and I slowed up, and then I didn't run this year at all, hardly. I need to get back to running. I really enjoy doing that. Yeah, 22 years would do that. There's some older guys in my church, they really run, so. That was someone chasing you. No, I just wanted to get as thin as I could. And on that note, it looks like my bottom out's about 189 pounds. So I'm sitting at 207 now. And I'm fairly, I feel like I'm fairly looking good, but I need to get, I'm a little pudgy. I need to get back in the swing of things a little bit. I enjoyed running. It felt good. Aaron Skelton, I don't have a mechanical aid. I wish I did. The exhaust just drafts naturally, but around here, because I got a lot of tree coverage and things like that, I can't run my stack out high enough, so I still get a little bit of smoke in the shop. So I'm thinking about improving that and putting a mechanical assist in there. Yeah, in my spare time, Shadowcaster. After 80 hours a week. I just gotta find some time in there, so. Yeah, a confessional booth. That'd be funny. I can get like a whole priest outfit and stuff. And you guys can tell me all your sins. Actually, no, don't. Just don't. Yeah, join the Navy, did that in. I would understand that. I don't know, maybe not too much go in the boat, or you ran enough you decided not to do it, so. Yeah, I don't know. I wish I could have got down to 189, Paul's Garage. That's, yeah. Wish I could. I need to stop calling you by screen name and start calling you by your regular name. You're forgiven, Brian Neely. Don't need to know for. Oh. Can we see your touch mark? Yes. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oh, sorry. Bad live stream tactics. So this is my touch mark. This is like horrible in the thing. Here, let me swap the camera around. Bear with me. There. I think you guys can see that better. So, that's my touch mark right there. Just a simple cross. Ah, sorry guys. There we go, got to flip back around, so. Let's hear. Aaron Skelton said, "Are you a stick, MIG, or TIG guy?" I guess not any. I haven't used TIG, so I don't know anything about it. It looks awesome, but I have not used it, so I can't comment on that one. MIG, I use a lot in my shop. I like using it for lighter work, and then for heavy stuff like tooling, I like using stick. Definitely stick all the way. I really enjoy that. So, Travis Lloyd, I did not make it. I had it made. Well, I didn't actually have it made. This is like, well, it's a generic one. You can get this. I forget where you can get it from, but it's just a generic one. I didn't have a touch mark at the time, and I needed to start touch marking my work, so I just stuck with it. Could one use a fire pit to forge? Jeremy asks, if you got a good amount of coals in it and good air. Yep, you definitely could, Jeremy. Definitely could. Hey, you have a good evening too, Paige. Thanks, buddy, for taking the time to, get in on the live stream. God bless you. Have a great day at work tomorrow. Yeah, I'm hoping to. I'm hoping to have a new touch mark made. They are fairly expensive, but it's time for me to step up to that level to definitely have really nice touch mark. I'm trying to get ones that are pretty small, almost like a jeweler's touch mark, and then I'm going to try to get one that is a little larger logo, so this way I can brand my work that way. Bye-bye there, Jeremy. Good talking to you tonight, brother. God bless you. Yeah, I did. I think I saw that one. I think I saw that was funny. I think the premise of what he was trying to go for there was, yep, the Lord be with you as well. There, Jeremy. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, Trent Ty, he was trying to show, like, just get off your rockers, just get off your butts and go make something, and don't say that you can't, It was just an excuse. Tongs I have roughly, I think 25 pair, 25, 30 pair, somewhere in there. It's not a bunch. I need a lot more. Oh. Hey, why don't I just drop out and become a full-time blacksmith? I wouldn't go that route. Get your education, Bodie. Trust me. It'll pay off a lot more in the future. Especially if you decide being a full-time blacksmith doesn't work out for you. Then other people will be like, hey, do you have a high school diploma? And you're going to be like, nope, sure don't. I was a blacksmith, though. Yeah, more tongs the better. Now, one thing I like, one thing I did, and this is a handy little tip to you guys, don't just buy any pair of tongs, and I want to do a video on this. One mistake I think I made early on is I just thought like I just needed all different shapes and sizes of tongs because you just never know. And what I got is I've got a bunch of placeholders up there. There is like 10 tongs that are like my go-to tongs, and the rest of them I barely even touch most of the time. And so what would be better is to buy a set of tongs, like a range in sizes that are a certain styling of tongs in order to do work, and buy them in that way, like in sets. That would be a better way of buying tongs. So I made the mistake of just buying a whole bunch of random weird tongs, and then I found out I didn't need 90% of them. They just took up shelf space. Yep, as you need them. That's a good way of doing it, Charles. Como 100. Tell us about your anvils. So I have a 465-pound anvil. That's Olga. She's a North German beauty there. At least I've been told she's North German. Don't care. It's a great anvil, big anvil. Paid quite dearly for that one. And then I've got a little 100-pound demonstration anvil. that I bought at a scrapyard for 50 bucks. I lucked into that one. Yeah, I was glad to have you up there, Gerald. Yeah, Bodie, that'd be awesome. Machinists have tons of work, so you'll never be out of work there, hardly, I wouldn't think. At least in the Ohio area, they have tons of work, tons of jobs for machinists. So that's a good industry to get into. And blacksmithing, for sure, it can only help your blacksmithing in the long run as well, to have that machining knowledge. Ben Toombs, that is awesome. You are a smart man. That was like right on the money. Right on the money. I love it. Yeah, Shadowcaster. Tongs can also be modified to suit the need. The problem is, like I said, I bought a bunch of weird tongs that didn't... they take a lot more modifying, and they wouldn't do the job that I needed to do as well. Don't listen to him, Bodie. He's just messing with you, man. But you gotta admit, that was funny. Ben Toombs, that was funny. Oh. We gonna fight? Oh, if you're gonna fight, just go do it off the channel. Maybe in that park, like he was talking about with shivs. That's funny. Being a machinist, you won't have to worry about living in a park with shivs, though. Thank you. I'm just gonna call you Rick. Thank you very much. Yeah, ding ding. You guys are a hoot, man. You guys are a hoot. My go-to hammers. My go-to hammers right now is my 1 3/4 pound forging hammer that I swing every day. That's my main shop hammer. I made that in a class with Tom Latney. Probably the next to that would be a little small rounding hammer. I use that thing on occasion. Next to that would be a very small cross peen that I have. I don't know. I'd have to go bring them up. And then I do ball peen hammers. Well, I have a ball peen hammer that I particularly like. And then the rest kind of sit up there and take shelf space. The one that I use the most probably is actually a little plastic mallet that I hammer my copper bowls with, just because I do so many copper bowls. Forged for Christ. Good. I'm glad to know the acronym there. I think it's called an acronym. It's an acronym? I think so. Anyways, I'm glad to know it though. Forged for Christ. I like that. I like that name. Might be a little easier than Christ-centered. Ironworks. He got scared and ran away. You stay cool, Bodie. You stay cool. Cool them jets. Young man. I'm going to throw the young man out on you. I'm not your Paul, but I'll throw the young man card out there on you. 3-nail forge. I like that one as well, Chris Lawrence. I tell you what, I am so glad to have all my subscribers, you know, all the subscribers that are part of my channel. You know, I'm just so thankful to have all you guys. You know, you really bless my week when I get to talk to you all. And, you know, it breaks a lot of the isolation and of just being a single shop owner guy. I really, you know, I really appreciate you all out there. Oh, buddy. Too much. Let's see here. Do you think there's a need? Yes. Because even though most smiths think they can make good tools, a lot of them can't, sadly. There's some tools that I can make in-house, and I can make them way better than what I can purchase them from somebody else. But when you have a guy, this is Kyle Moser's question, but when you have a guy that all he does is specialize in hammers, he's going to have everything down to an exact science on hammers. Or if you have a guy that all he does is manufacture like H13, you know, bob end punches, you know, just like the type that you hold with tongs and stuff, like you're not probably going to be able to out-manufacture that kind of guy. So there's always room for that. And like in my business, if it's going to take me an incredibly long amount of time to manufacture a tool in my shop, I'd rather spend that time knocking out orders for customers and getting work done and jobs done and things like that, and actually making money versus wasting money building a tool. Now, stuff that you can't get commercially made or by another guy made or something that's really custom, it's probably just best to make it yourself, because then costs would be prohibitive. Every now and then I do just straight fabrication work, but it's very little. I try to add some element of forging in all my work. I have had the opportunity to be pretty much just straight almost fabrication, and it just didn't sit well with me. I always wanted to do some sort of, excuse me, some sort of forging in my work to show the skill, so. Yes, I have a bunch of copper bowl videos there. Ben Toombs, man. Jeez. You guys are getting heated. But really not that heated. I hope it's all in good fun. Otherwise, I'm going to have to take away the little wrench from Bodie, and I don't know. Can't be having nobody talking about burying bodies on my channel. That's just getting mean, guys. Yeah, Brian Ely does nothing but tongs. Yeah, and he's got tongs, his specific styling of tongs, down to a science. And so if you start with like maybe his 1/4-inch round stock tongs and you go all the way up to like 3-inch tongs with him, if that's what he makes, I don't know what he makes on that. You know, you just want to complete your set and things like that. You know, yeah, there's always going to be a need for other guys. You guys, oh jeez, guys, Mickey Swift, am I going to make DVDs on blacksmithing? I hope to someday. I hope to turn all this good stuff. One thing I would like when I go that route, if I go that route, I need it to be a lot more professional quality for my own liking. So, you know, the cell phone stuff's not so bad. It's pretty good high quality. I would want it to be a very professional, efficient video. And so that'll take some time in the future. But I think people would like it. That's neat, making Viking-style hinges for a reproduction chest. That's pretty cool. Secret hidden books on blacksmithing that are obscure that I recommend. Ooh, that's a good one. No, not really. Not really. I think I've recommended most of mine. The only ones that I would say they're not real obscure, but they're hard to get a hold of, is the Coursera. It's C-O-S-I-R-A, I think it is, Coursera book series. I love those books. Those, you know, those have a lot of really good information in them. I enjoyed them, so. Yeah, as far as like as far as doing the Oh, Mickey Swift. I'm glad you like my videos out there. One thing I've thought about doing, so YouTube is a little difficult to take and put the type of content I would love to put out there, which is very long, detailed explanations with lots of reference materials and things like that. YouTube is actually kind of difficult to do that. So one thing I hope to do maybe in the future is set up maybe like a paid site, like a paid, you know, where everybody gets where you get a subscription to the website, and in that website I can offer as much information, as much helpful materials that I can put in one place for people. And that way, you know, it's like a monthly subscription type deal, and people can get as much as value as they want from that. With like, you know, Q&As once a week and things like that. But that's going to be far off in the future to do that. Hey, good night, Chris Lawrence. Thanks for stopping by. God bless you. Okay, thanks. I'll have Jessica take a look at that and get with me about it. So, Ford or Chevy? Well, considering I've got a Ford truck that has a blown engine in it, I'm going to go with Chevy. Oh. Count you in. Well, that's cool. I'm glad I got at least one person there. That'd be good. Any steel that, when tempering, will turn a reddish color. I'm not sure on that one. I don't think so. Not unless you put some sort of iron, like maybe like an iron oxide powder of some sort into it. It might turn it red. I'm not real big up on the chemistry of steels, so I'm sorry I can't answer that question the best. No, Chevy. I'm usually not brand specific, but I just hate Ford right now. I bought a truck that was too big for my britches, and then the engine blew up, and then I fixed the engine, and then it blew up again on me a second time, and it's only an '08, and it's an F-150. And I have nothing nice to say about Fords at this moment in time. I've had like 90s model Fords. I loved them. Great trucks. You know, like early 90s. They're the 5.4 liter Tritons. Suckiest engine ever to be created. So I live 45 minutes away from Troy, Ohio, in New Lebanon, Ohio. Not Lebanon, but New Lebanon, Ohio is where I live. Mickey Swifts. Good choice, Chevy rocks. That's funny. Yeah, an online school like Alex Steele. Yeah, I kind of want it to be more than a school. I want it to be more than just courses. I want it to be like that constant resource for a guy. You know. Yeah, I lost the cam phasers timing. I snapped the timing guides in it. That was 4 days after I bought it. I had to completely replace all that. And then it gave me a whole bunch of stuff. I completely replaced all the... It's just everything. I don't want to get into that. I replaced so much stuff. About $7,000 worth of engine work. And, yep. $7,000 worth of engine work. And I've got a beautiful black paperweight. I like that, Kyler. Yeah. 5% made it home. That's funny. Yeah, the older Fords are great. I mean, they were great trucks. I've had quite a few, and you know, I love it. No, it wasn't the 6-liter diesel. It was the 5.4 Triton. The place I get my coal is Southern Ohio Forge and Anvil, and it's SOFA. So if you go to sofablacksmiths.org, they're actually up at the Miami County Fairgrounds. That's my blacksmithing club that I'm a part of. and you will be able to see me there. Well, hopefully next meeting I'll be there. H.E. Pearson, I don't know. Your message was retracted. I don't know why, but otherwise I would have answered it. Okay. Concrete floor, dirt, or gravel in the blacksmith shop. I personally like, if you can have it, I would do like a dirt floor and then have a good, really big level workbench that you can level up on a patch of concrete or something like that, that you can lay out big work and get it flat and straight and square and true. The concrete floor is kind of nice, but it does wear on you standing on all day. And, you know, a dirt floor is a little nicer in that area if it's the right kind of packed dirt. If it's just a loose dirt floor, stuff shifts and falls and you're constantly chasing things. Things constantly get shorter as you get taller, kind of thing, as you work on it. Do I watch Forge and Fire? I've only seen like the clips they put on YouTube of Forged in Fire. As far as my opinion on it, I think it's doing great things for the world of blacksmithing. As far as bringing awareness to the knife making into things, which is bringing awareness to the ornamental side as well. So there's more and more people who know about blacksmithing, which I think is an awesome thing. And knowing that people exist that do that, especially for you knife makers out there. That is an amazing thing for you guys out there. It's a two-edged, well, pardon the pun, it's a two-edged sword when it comes to that, okay? Because not only it does bring you guys a lot of attention, but it can also bring you a lot of the wrong kind of attention. Let's hear. Yeah, if you can find a coal dealer near you, then that's good. Coal at the club sells at 50. It's for 50 pounds. It's like $10 for 50 pounds. Forge a knife, Roy. Not a chance. Still resistant to that. Yeah, so the Forge and Fire, you know, I think it's doing great things in that. What I don't think it's doing very good at, like, there are some other, you know, other people that are doing more sensationalization things of blacksmithing, stuff like that, drama, you know, doing junk like that. I'm not into it, you know. I think blacksmithing should be respected as a craft, and it's a heritage, and it's an honor to work in, and, you know, it shouldn't be all this dramatical kind of stuff like that and be focused on that. It should be really focused on the real skill and the craft that's going on there. So that's my thoughts on Forge and Fire. Hopefully I answered that good enough. Forging a knife. Yeah. Not, but you want, well, I don't know. I don't ever say never because then, you know, I get in trouble and I end up having to do that. Yeah, California coal. Yeah, it's expensive out there in California. Purdy, please. I tell you what, for you, Bodie, I just may someday, but it may not be the type of knife you're thinking about. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Kyle. You know, I would be much more interested in seeing a show. Once again, that's to build the dramatic element in it. It's to keep people who well, quite frankly, it's to keep the people who come to my channel and tell me that, like, you know, if I spend more than 5 minutes, it's just like, oh, it's too long, I can't listen to you. What are you going on about, right? Like, those type people, they come to my channel. Well, they're also the kind that like to watch, you know, TV a lot. you know, and so they watch shows like this, and they're like, okay, let's hurry this thing along. Let's see, you know, let's see whatever it is, you know, let's whack something with it now, whack something with it, and that's all they really care to see. And so, you know, History Channel's been at it a long time. I don't know if it's History or Discovery. I forget which channel it is that's offering that, but the makers and producers of Forged in Fire, I do know this, they've been at it a long time. Yeah, they've been at it a long time. They know how to market it to their demographic. So, don't care about Forged in Fire. Well, eventually you'll have to care about it just because you're going to get asked like 5,000 times about it. Length equals details. Yep, that's correct. Yep, I would agree, Ben Toombs, exactly. There's a lot of different techniques to it. I'm a big guy, you know, I don't like to put anything down. I don't like to put anybody down on their work or anything like that. But I've always been a big purveyor of, you know, things, you know, keeping something flat and pointy. When people ask, well, why don't you make knives? I don't have interest in keeping things flat and pointy. And that's usually my reply. It's not because I disrespect knife makers. I really love what you guys do. But when it comes down to, it doesn't interest me. It doesn't interest me to stand at a grinder and just like grind. Like, that's just not my thing. And so for some people, that's really their thing, and that's cool. I mean, it's a great way of blowing off steam and stuff. I like the motion that you get with like scrolls and you know, doing sculptural work and things like that. It really excites me that way. I like making tools, you know, for myself. I love building mechanical things. Those are kind of my things. So I hope that one day there will be a television series on blacksmiths that is a little more telling of the whole thing instead of just bladesmithing or one facet. Knife is a tool. Oh man, Bodie, you're good, buddy. You keep at it. Just keep at it. Yeah, real life is better. Yeah, for a lot of people, Mickey Swift, you know, forging knives, that's it for them. That's their thing. They really really enjoy it, and that's good if that's what draws you into blacksmithing and you get into a couple different things, or bladesmithing, or whatever you want to classify it as. You know, I mean, that's a great way of doing that. Call the program, make anything. Yeah, I like that. Although I think people probably get confused with what the show's about. Yeah, it would be nice to have a true blacksmith show. Maybe I'll be that guy to start the true blacksmith show in like my old age. Yeah, that'd be the way to do it, Kyle Moser. Get into making different tools and stuff. It's fun once you get there. Yeah, I would like to do that for you, Lynn. Hey, and thanks for being here, by the way. I don't know if I noticed you earlier in the stream, but yeah, I wouldn't mind showing you how to align jaws and stuff. It's a pretty straightforward approach, but you enjoy straddling fence on both of them. I did almost make a knife with that copper polishing video. But then I gave it to a buddy of mine, and I never finished it for anything. I'm like, oh, here's a template for you. I've heard a couple guys say it was good shape. I wouldn't know. If I have any interest in knives, I'll just buy a knife from one of you guys out there. Yeah, Woodwright Shop. Yeah, Woodwright Shop was pretty awesome. I enjoyed a lot of that, so. I don't know. No, I've come up with a good, interesting name, and then like put that out there for people. Maybe they like that. You'll make me a knife. Well, I'd take it, Bodie. And you know where to send it. P.O. Box 315, New Lebanon, Ohio. 45345, I believe. I think. Might have to go back and look at one of my other live stream videos, make sure my address was correct there. Yeah, it was a good show. I like the Woodwright shop. Yeah, it's mostly bowls. Mostly copper bowls, Kyle Moser. Sorry. Oh. I hear you, Mickey Swift. That's great. My knife is not for sale, but I would trade for Hardy tools. Like I said, I'll give it some thought if I ever have interest in knives. You vote for that show. There you go. Is it still on Woodwright Shop? Still on the air? I didn't know it was. Is it still on public broadcasting? Or is it reruns? Because I think all I've seen is reruns. Seen a few with Peter Ross in them. I really enjoyed those. I took a class with Peter Ross once. He's a real interesting fellow to get to know. Hey, I like that one, James McPherson. That's the way to do it. That'll get the attention. And then they'll just see a really sweaty fat guy standing at a forge for like 5 hours. They'll be like, why am I watching this? They'll put it on like late night cable television. Or public television. It won't even be on cable. Yep, I've made split cross before, Lynn Blacksmith. I'm sorry, I forget your first name. What's my favorite style knife? I kind of like, I don't know, I kind of like the kitchen style knives. I guess it would probably be, well, I guess my favorite one's like what they call an ox tongue, I guess it was. It was like a Roman style one. It's like a short, very spiky one. I don't know. That's my kind of thing. Yes, I've been to West Virginia a couple times. I don't go there regularly or on a regular basis. I can always let you know if I'm down that way. Yeah, Ryan Neely, a dagger. Yeah, it's that thing. It's the sharp kind of thing, and it does one of these things, and you go like that with it. Yeah, fat guy forging. No, I was talking about me. You know? Kind of got some stage presence. Some pizzazz. Not really. I wouldn't be cut out for drama TV. Nope, I don't make drill bits. I just buy them. I love that, Paul's Garage. Yeah, I like steak knives too. There you go, Bodie. Make me a steak knife. I do like steak. That is good. You got me there, Paul. Oh, Paul, I still gotta get with you. I wanted to take and send you something. It's been crazy hectic, quad state and everything else, but I do want to take and send you something, so I'll be getting in touch with you. I'll PM you on your channel, so just be looking for that in maybe a few days. If you're interested in a few free items. What was the one things that you have the most fun forging? You know, anymore, my most fun things forging, I like making some of these, I guess I would have to say the most fun forging is the stuff that I don't have to think a lot about. You know, I enjoy doing amusement pieces, things that like shows and stuff, like demonstration pieces here recently. I didn't think I would enjoy forging hooks so much as I did. I kind of just forged this little leaf hook thing. It's like not even all that good. It was just a real quick demonstration piece to take and show some kids and just watch their eyes light up. You know, that was like really fun to forge. As far as what I like the most to forge, I like stuff that has a lot, and I do mean a lot of forging dimension. So that means I'm taking what was very simple and I'm giving it a lot of different shapes, whether upsets, forged welds, punches, you know, drifting things out big, different stuff like that. I really love that stuff. Yeah, Dennis, I haven't watched this whole video on making that drill yet. I'd like to get in there and watch that here sometime soon. Yeah. Yeah, Paul's Garage. I like to hear from you too. That's why I like you here. So, yeah, you made a wood auger. Yeah, leaf hooks are pretty fun to do. Coil over dirt. I take and get my coal from Sofa up at the fairgrounds in Troy, Ohio. I have not made my own touch mark yet. I did originally, but then my work kind of got smaller and I needed to get a smaller touch mark. So I just bought a touch mark. I'll probably just buy one in the future as well, but I plan on making doing a video on making a touch mark if I can. Let's see here. James McPherson, thanks for stopping out, buddy. God bless you, and I'm glad you have enjoyed the show and all the videos I've been putting out. Thank you so much for your support too. Yeah, making tongs, lots of forging dimension. I enjoy making tongs whenever I get the need to. They're just fun. I like that. That kind of work really interests me, how moldable metal can be. Forge a small anchor for a Navy chief. I actually made an anchor a long time ago. Let's see here. I would probably just, if it's just for decoration, it's a small anchor. So if it's for like really small, I would just do like little tenon joints and things like that. Or if it's a lot larger, maybe just do tenons through, I don't know what they call that part, the actual hook portion. You know, I would make it in like 2 parts with a lot of forging dimension. Let's see here, so true. Yep. Sorry guys, trying to catch up with you. Have a good one, Mickey Swift. Good night. Hey. Good night, Rick. We'll see you on the next one, so. Yeah, that would be cool, Bodie, to see you make something else. I'm glad you're enjoying all the info I put out there, Andrew Hunt, and building your first forge. Let's see here. To answer your question, Jake Wan. Well, first of all, it's not the subject matter of my blacksmithing YouTube channel. So therefore, asking a bunch of questions like that will end up getting you blocked, ultimately, and demanding an answer and a reply from me. So I hope you are not spamming me in that regard. So, as far as my opinion, yeah, way to go, Paul's Garage. Yeah, that's good. As far as my opinion on that subject, I'm just not even going to render it. It's a waste of my time. Oh. Yeah, just not. It's just a waste. Just a waste of my time. Oh. I'm not sure if I have seen your railroad spike knife video, Bodie, but I'll pop over your channel when I get some time and take a watch of it if I can. So. 6 to 8 guys swinging sledges for all they're worth. Yeah, I've seen that video. That's pretty cool. So, what's my favorite non-iron metal to forge? That's gonna have to probably be copper still. Even though I've done a lot of copper, I like copper. It's pretty soft and it lends itself to forging pretty easily. It's not a big learning curve either. Here, I'm just amazing that they could make an anvil that doesn't ring without needing something else. Yeah, some of them don't ring, which is good for your ears. We thought we were friends. We're still friends, Bodie. So I don't know who got this one, this Rashad Leisha, but I don't take and put up with that here. Ah, it won't let me touch it, though. So here, why don't I put up with that? Well, it's because I am a Christian. This is a Christian blacksmith YouTube channel, and I don't believe in swearing, and there's young guys that watch my channel, and so that's why I don't do that. So, yep, I run a very clean blacksmithing channel. I believe in focusing around the art and craft of blacksmithing, not foul potty mouth language, things like that. Those are the sort of things that just get you blocked in the long run. So, will do, Lynn Blacksmith. No fear on that. It's one thing I am very, I'm very adamant about. Yeah, some people, the funny thing is a lot of guys, you see me now, and, before I had took in, a lot of the guys that, have seen, in the past, I used to swear all the time. Hey, Bodie, thank you. Glad you got him, or whoever got poisoneth. Whatever. Thanks for that. I'll just continue talking. This way they're not bugging me. Thank you guys for being such great moderators tonight. Yeah, someone left the door open for haters. I don't care. They can hate. I've got some really great guys here. I think I would just start making everybody here that that are like my honest to goodness YouTube subscribership, just start making you all moderators. You just start locking them out. We'll have a good, clean live show regardless. I don't need the haters and stuff. I like to give everybody a chance to, I guess repent, if you will. They don't have to repent necessarily, but just not show their stupidity again. That would be my only rule on moderating for the most part. But yeah, I used to cuss a lot. I was in the construction trade, and what it really amounted to is that lack of vocabulary. It just made me look like an idiot. I mean, it just did. I thought I was conveying myself eloquently, but I was not. It was really just a lack of intelligence on my part, and it was just easier to drop an F-bomb than say or duh or some other thing. It was like sucking wind. It was just that easy, so. Bodie, I love you. You remember back in your day when there's only one moderator. That's great. I'm glad you like that about me, Charles James. So, yep, go buy a thesaurus. I can't even say that right. You're so much more intelligent than me. Yep, Lord cleaned up my mouth. That's true. I'm glad you're not a hater. And I'm glad you're just stating that. Yeah, it was you, Bodie. You were the first. You're very welcome, Kyle Moser. I'm glad you liked that. You know, and I'm glad you're taking the blacksmithing hobby into a full-time business as well. And I wish you all the best with that. And if you need any help along the way, you know where I'm at, you know, and feel free to ask questions. Irascible. Is that erasable? I like that. Some people are just erasable. I love that. Yeah, I like that. Hammer you with wit. That's exactly right. So, let's see here. How long between quitting your day job pre-smith and opening the Etsy store? So, mine was a little bit different. I got in a car wreck. So I was kind of working on all that while I was doing some side jobs and stuff. Before then, I had been selling on eBay. And then eBay is real bad to sell artwork on. No one respects you there. If you think trolling's bad, imagine once they get their item and decide they don't like it and they troll you and they want all their money back. That's kind of eBay in a nutshell. Or at least that was my experience with it for as long as I sold on it. So, if you are asking for yourself, like when should you start an Etsy store, I'd start as soon as possible. It takes a while. It takes a while to build, so. Yeah, you can give me a good tip if you want to. We'll see. Yeah, that's a good one, Travis Lloyd. Did you just look that up in a thesaurus? Thesaurus. Irascible. Huh. Never heard that. I will coil over dirt for sure. Fiery Fire Furnace does pretty well on eBay. Yeah, there's some guys that do well on eBay. It's just not my chosen platform, especially my ironwork now for what I charge for it and things like that. For my particular skill level and skill set and the clients that I'm trying to go after and obtain, they're just not on eBay. So I had to go where the higher dollar amounts were. So that's what I did. Yeah, I love giving business advice if I can. You know, it's just from my own life experience. I can't say any of it's, you know, all accurate all the time. You know, it's just from my experiences that I've had before, so. Yeah, Iron Skeleton, I don't think it is what it was either 10 years ago. I mean, that's when I probably started selling on eBay, so it got worse as I was on there. Let's see here. Come across. Huh. I don't know what de-dosing me is, but yeah, well, you know, I thank you for the advice on that, Sip. You know, I don't plan on wasting breath answering trolls. I don't have enough time in my life. They do not have the right. Oh, hacking, huh? Huh. Oh no, they're not going to get much with my thing here. But I don't know. Maybe I'll keep it in mind. But yeah, trolls don't have the right to take and tell me anything. I work 80 plus hours a week. I work 60 hours as an artist, and then I work an additional 20 hours producing content for people who care about it, not for the people who don't. Don Whalen, good to have you here. The Power Hammer's coming along great. I'm at that stage right now, and I'm going to do an update video in the morning with it to kind of show everything. I'm at that stage right now where everybody would be like, ugh, what did I get myself into? Well, that's kind of the stage I'm at right now. It is going very well, though. Oh. What Sip said. I'll have to see that. Disrupted denial of service. Band hammer is way more fun. Yeah. Tough to DDoS through YouTube. It's fine. I'm not a computer guy. I'm not real big on the computer stuff, so I'd have to look into that. I thank you for the tip, though. I mean, if it can keep my channel from having a bunch of pains in the rears, that's good. It's not R2. It's not hard to. Well, I guess I don't really care. Yeah, eBay is like I said, eBay is a little bit different of a market space. You know, if you go into, if you go into eBay, once again, you find guys, you'll find a certain customer base there. And now people are going to say, oh, okay, well, you know, what's he implying here? Well, I think everybody knows what I'm implying. So, you know, we all have a certain dollar amount in our pocket, and certain things mean certain things to us. So, you know, some people have a lot more disposable income than others. So some people are on, eBay to get maybe an auto part for a vehicle that just broke down. And they're just, or maybe they're trying to get just that last minute gift for somebody, and they're really not really trying to put all their hard diamonds on there. Hey, Coil Over Dirt, God bless you, man. We'll see you next time, too, as well. Let's see here. Sorry. So on that end, it's a lower income scale that the people who go to eBay to look for things. Etsy is all about art, so there's people with a higher income scale or a lot more disposable income that go to Etsy to buy specifically from artists, and they already have an expectation that the art that they're going to buy is going to be a little more expensive than where they can get it elsewhere. Oh. What do you got for $1? Nothing. Oh, if something's about down to $1 level, I just usually give it away these days. What did I make today? I've been working at the Power Hammer pretty much all day today, so nothing of interest just yet, but I'm getting there. I'm sorry you're broke, Bodie. Usually my finishes is with Rust-Oleum Clear enamel finish. That's those are usually my finishes that I do on my steel and copper as well. I do different patinas too. Yeah. Travis Wade. I mean, that's good that there's a guy on there that's doing well with those. I think you can make it doing some tooling and stuff. But like I said, it's kind of a different community. It's a little different community, just a little different format. You got to be comfortable with it. I sell almost all over the place. Anywhere that a sale can come from, Aaron Skelton. So I sell. I've sold stuff through Facebook, just people who've contacted me through Facebook. I've actually had one very prominent client of mine that came through Craigslist. He's like really my only Craigslist guy that's ever come through. Very few people from church. I've had a couple. They were okay. No local classifieds. Never had any sales there. I do Etsy. I do my own website, and I do Amazon. That's where I sell. So, do I like wax or linseed oil better? I like linseed oil, I think, a little better. I don't like the smell of linseed oil. I like wax a lot better in that respect. I tried lacquer in the past, but I wasn't successful at it. I didn't give it enough go to say that I like it or not. Shadowcaster, I love it. For $5, Roy will give you his 2 cents worth. That's about what it amounts to. That's what it about amounts to. Dave Custer. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know the name. I didn't know the name of his forge, Dave Custer's forge. So. Yeah, see, Bodie, and I give you my 2 cents for free. It's great. Yeah, I actually got some real big plans for the power hammer, so I'm keeping that under wraps, though, Kyle Moser. I'm keeping that under wraps until I get it done. So, something about it is going to be, I've been asked a couple times if I was going to do something for subscribers, like milestones or things like that. And so, we're going to be approaching 10,000 subscribers sometime soon. So, I'm going to be doing a little giveaway for people who are subscribed to my newsletter over at blacksmithpdfs.com. And I'm going to be doing a special giveaway, and it's going to be a tribute item for 10,000 subscribers. So I just figured I would do something like that. I don't want to name what it is yet because, once again, kind of money talks in this shop. So if I have customers that have to come first, then they come first before the 10,000 subscribers. Unless all of a sudden I start making like 150 grand a year or 200 grand a year on YouTube, then I don't know, I guess that would be my primary income, and then, you know, I'd say I'll do art some other time. What do you want to buy from me, Bodie? You'll just have to let me know. Send me an email. And I'll see what I can do with you. How's that sound? You can take and send that to me. Either go through my website and do that contact. Contact me through my website. I believe you can do that through blacksmithpdfs.com. You can go over there, and there should be a contact me button that you can get me. If you can't get me there, you can look for me at my Gmail account. I think it's ChristCenteredIronworks@gmail.com. You can go check there. Send me there. The problem with sending me stuff, other than YouTube, I'm on YouTube the most right now, me personally. My wife manages pretty much everything else. And then, you know, right now we're really bad about getting back to everybody on the side. So, I mean, I apologize about that. But I'm going to try to... I'm going to try to get a lot better. Bill Ball, good to see you from Laughing Bear Forge. Good to see you. What bearings are used for antique grindstones? I think Babbitt was used. I'm not sure on that. I would assume Babbitt. That seemed to be the thing to do back in the day. See here, somebody asked, if your channel takes off, are you going to put more into it, or no matter how big you are going to stay just like this? You know, I mean, that's kind of hard to say. Like, if my channel really takes off, you know, I plan on continuing to do the same content. You know, I've been putting out pretty regularly two videos a day now for, like, I don't know, it's been like 7 months, like that, something like that, 7 months. I'm wanting to continue that into the future. I may knock it back down to like a video a day and just try to go for more high quality in lengthier videos versus trying to segment stuff up for shorter viewership. I may try to do that. But as far as the type of guy you're going to get, I hate to say it, I'm going to be that guy that don't change a whole lot. I'm pretty firm in who I am as a man, as a father, as a husband, as a blacksmith. I don't see the need in changing. I don't have a lot more growing to do. I have a lot more things I want to learn. I have a lot more things I want to teach. But as far as, am I going to get a bloated ego and start, going crazy? Nah. Nope, that's not me. Babbitt is correct. Cool. I'm glad I was correct on that one because I really had no idea. Worst growing pain for my business, having to turn down work. Just because I don't have enough time. You'll run into this point, guys, when you get really good at what you do in your business, and you've got the clientele and you've got the people that want your work and things like that, you'll reach this point where you have to make decisions on what type of work you're willing to proceed after. Because what you'll find is you'll have people who want to give you $100 to do something, then you have people who want to give you $50 for doing something, then you have people who want to give you $20 for doing something, then you'll have people who want to give you $1,000 for doing something, and then maybe somebody who wants to give you $10,000 for doing something. And they all come in through the door all at the same time. And you have to decide which one of those people you've got to work for. One person might say, well, it's all about money. Pick the one with the largest paycheck. Well, he might be the biggest pain in the butt. And then, so how do you go about that? I want to make like a video series. I'll maybe make some more videos on that in the Business of Blacksmithing series of how to do that, because it's going to be a pretty long explanation for that one, because that is very, very, very difficult. You want a leaf keychain. I tell you what, Bodie, I'll just make you one when I get some spare time. I'll send it to you. Don't even worry about the money. Yeah, Don Wallen, sorry if I passed your email. Yeah, I will have the plans. When I have the plans ready, you all will definitely know about it. That's one of the things I do to support the YouTube channel. Yep, I do plan on doing that. As far as, Kyle Moser, as far as expanding the YouTube channel, I think the content's pretty much going to stay the same. If I could get better camera equipment, I would love to do that. It's still got to be something that I can fit in my shop and I can, make consistent content, and it doesn't have to be this thing where it takes me lots of time. If it takes me a lot more time, it's probably not going to happen. So I'm a bit stuck at the quality. I mean, because it's not my full-time job. It's not my full-time career choice to be a YouTuber. If I had 4 million subscribers, I don't even know what that would be on AdSense revenue. I mean, maybe it's a lot of money. I don't know. But if all of a sudden there was some revenue or something like that that was obviously a lot bigger than what I was making as an individual artist, then I would invest a lot more heavily into the production quality of my YouTube videos. But right now I'm trying to do it as a tag along with my day. So yeah, spare time, haha. Stephen Marcall, I don't really care about Trump sending anything to anybody. So I don't watch the news. I don't have a TV. And I don't even pay attention to the little things they run on YouTube. It's a waste of time. Yeah, really, Bodie. I'll send you one if you want one. I used to try that, but then I was really picky because I wanted to try to get this certain shot or something like that, and then we had fights because I was a pain in the butt. Yeah, I think my quality is okay. I mean, there's definitely better picture quality out there, but I'm not into spending the type of money that it costs. So we have a really nice quality DSLR camera. The thing, it's beautiful, but the thing is it takes forever to edit down videos out of it and process them and render them. And the next up lens that we needed was going to be like $1,500. And it was just like, no, we can't do that. So I bought a $700 phone that does all the editing and everything on it. With a KineMaster and a few things, so that's why I went with this for the quality. So the size coal I use it's from the Pocahontas seam. It's like a pea size coal. It doesn't matter necessarily depending on what you're trying to heat. I like the burner to come in at a tangent, so this way it creates a recirculatory effect in the gas forge. I'll see what I can do for you, Bodie. Yeah, TV and news is a waste of time for sure. Yeah, we do make more money if you all watch all the ads. And my suggestion on that is if there's an ad you guys just don't have any interest in, you're not hurting my feelings by not watching it. You know, that's the way YouTube resets that and says, hey, this guy's not interested in this particular ad, or hey, 98% of his population is not interested in, you know, underwear commercial. So don't just watch ads if you don't like them. Watch the ads that maybe you would enjoy watching, or that wouldn't strike you as weird. Because I know sometimes they'll play weird ads on some of my videos. I'm like, but I don't have control over what they play. Hey there, Digger Blades. You're very welcome, Kyle. Very welcome. You have a wonderful night as also. God bless you. And, you know, we'll catch you on the next video and, you know, the next live stream next Friday. So, yeah, maybe you can watch longer before skipping. I don't know. I don't know how the ads work on that end of it. I know they do play ads, but they all vary. They've got that set up to where no YouTuber can game the system essentially. Just starting up. Homemade forklift time anvil. Let's see here. Break drum forge and make my own triangle. Hey, you're very welcome up the harbor. You are very welcome. I'm glad to be one of the YouTubers that you enjoy watching, and I hope you've subscribed and you've liked and you've watched some of my other content as well. I'm not sure if I've commented with you before. But thank you for being here on the live stream. I open about 4 or 5. I like that, Brian Neely, but keep it hush-hush, man. You get in trouble. So, Aaron Skelton, God bless you. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir, for joining tonight. I'm glad you could watch, too. Tomorrow... let's see here, not tomorrow. Next Friday will be our regular scheduled live stream. Again, by the way, it'll be next Friday at 8 p.m. I saw the email. I just haven't gotten back to it yet about the concerning coal with minimum smoke. All coal is going to have smoke, especially if it's green coal, and it's going to be pretty bad. So I would suggest to do something more along the lines of coke. Build a coke forge or buy, metallurgical grade coke. It has a lot less smoke to it, like almost non-existent for the most part. It has more like a steam that comes off of it. Don Whaling, gas or coal? I like both. I don't put tools in either or categories. I believe you should have both if you can. You're very welcome. Sorry I didn't get back to answering your email soon enough. I'm sorry about that. It's been busy. It's been busy. But I really appreciate you all out there. So okay, so it looks like we're about at a 2-hour mark. Hey, Paul's Garage, God bless you, brother. Hey, we'll see you next time. Keep putting out that great content. So we're at our 2-hour mark. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down for the evening. I got an early day tomorrow and a lot of work to squeeze in a very small amount of time before I go out in the evening. That's kind of the thing. In order to allow me to go out in the evening, I've got to get a lot of work done instead of working in the evening. So, yeah, you just missed it, Gunner. But, yeah, good night to everybody. You can watch this on the playback if you want to. If not, next Friday will be our regular scheduled programming. So good night to everyone. God bless you all so much. Thank you for everyone who bought a t-shirt. They're still up there for anybody who wants to get those. And hey, just keep up on the Power Hammer videos. I'm rocking this thing out as I can. And, you know, I look forward to putting out a lot more great content for you guys. Excuse me. Woo! So, good night all. God bless you. And, you know, like I say in all my videos, we'll catch you on the next one, guys. Be safe out there.